Hello, I'm Kingsley and welcome to day 2, step 1 of the 67 steps. This step is called the Billionaire's Brain and Jennifer Lopez's Voice. And what this step is all about is where are we in the deserve it factor. He calls it the deserve it factor, meaning, what effort are you putting into deserving the things that you get out of life and the things that you want out of life. Because so many of us don't necessarily, we believe we deserve it, but we haven't put in the effort to deserve it. It goes back to the sort of philosophy of, karma, which is, what goes around comes around. The energy you put in is the energy you get out. If you put in negative energy, you'll get negative energy. Positive, positive. So, the secret, still, it's even about the secret concept, which is, the power of positive thinking, and, like attracts alike. So it comes down to that. Where are you on the deserve it factor? What are you doing to be proactive in your success in whatever realm you're looking for success in, health, wealth, love, or happiness, or fulfillment, rather, whichever one you want to call it. So he quotes Charlie Munger a couple of times in this video. It's about a 45-minute video. He quotes Charlie Munger, who says, the world is not yet a crazy enough place to give people who are undeserving what they want. And it definitely makes you ask questions. I certainly thought a lot about where I'm at in that deserve it factor right now, and I'll get into that in a second. He cites a number of examples. And, look at people. Here's an example. Here's some sort of thoughts on it. Consider people like Madonna and Jennifer Lopez. Jennifer Lopez and Madonna don't necessarily have he says that they don't necessarily have the best voices in the world, which may be very true. I don't listen to a lot of Jennifer Lopez or Madonna. I've only heard, one or two songs from each artist. But they're very active in their own success. They are, out there working, doing, being acknowledged because they're active in what they're trying to succeed at. You see people who are, as they call it, flash in the pan, which is people like Kevin Federline or the guy who won Survivor. He had his 15 minutes, but he was gone within a year because he didn't have any sustainability, because he didn't continue to create momentum and to deserve the success that, even the success that he had after he was off the show. He didn't continue to deserve it, and so it eventually, declined more and more until he ended up in prison, and, just his entire experience was rooted to nothing because he was no longer famous for anything. And people who win the lottery, who win hundreds of millions of dollars in the lottery, that lose it because they aren't smart with it. They don't deserve it because they don't decide to manage it properly. It all comes down to the same thing. What are you doing to maintain a proactive and deserving approach to everything that you have in your life? And when I was looking at this, it's not in the worksheet. The worksheet only has one question, but he was saying, look at yourself in the mirror and say, where is your deserve it factor? And on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being, the least and 10 being the highest. And my deserve it factor, I would say, is, around a 2. It's pretty sad. The reality is, because I have not been proactive in going after performing or writing. I haven't been, practicing monologues, rehearsing monologues, videoing monologues. I haven't been auditioning for anything. The most I've been doing, the one element I've been doing to try and stay somewhat active is, most recently I've been assisting a really good friend of mine with writing a script that he's working on and doing, brainstorming and developing the story. That's the extent of it. So do I deserve to, be signed by Hollywood tomorrow? No. So many of us have this perception that the world should just give us what we want, but what are we really doing to deserve it? Just being a good person is not enough. It's not good enough just to be a good person, because there's millions of good people. You know, you may not think Bill Gates is a very nice person because he seems a little bit, brash and quick, but he has, he does many humanitarian activities, and he just simply doesn't waste his time. If he doesn't like something, instead of being polite and saying, okay, well, I don't like that, he just says it's stupid, or, that's horrible. And that's just the way he is. He just doesn't waste his time and doesn't want people to waste his time because he's got a goal in mind in what he's doing. And he deserves the success because he puts in the hours, the effort, the sleepless nights, the stress to achieve that success with Microsoft and with his humanitarian efforts and the whole thing. Billionaires like Warren Buffett, they've earned it. People who are Steve Jobs earned it. He did his own thing to become successful, and he was committed to it till his death. So what are we doing to deserve it? So like I said, my scale, I was on a 1 to 10, 1 to 10, trying to do this towards your perception, not mine, is a 2 right now. So he asks, the workshop question he asks for the end of this one is, what is your plan to start deserving what you want? Well, in the health side of it, my plan is to work out more often, to create a consistent workout routine that I can still adapt as I go along so it doesn't become, stagnant. Number 2, in the wealth department, is to continue to learn the best ways to utilize the money that I have and the funds I have available to me to develop my skills more, both as a writer and not both as, but as a writer and actor, and also in motivational speaking. Utilize the financial, the time aspect of my wealth, meaning the time I have to spend doing the things I really want, aside from the job that I do, is to spend time working on those things, going to workshops, which I'm, doing. I'm going to 2 workshops, one starting this week and then another starting in July, a proactive workshop for motivational work and to improve the quality of my life. And then in love, I'm proactive as far as going on things like Match.com and eHarmony. I need to be more active in the community and be more active in places that are, socially speaking, getting out more, going to parties, whatever I can go to be more active and, in trying to find someone to share the world with. And number 4, in just the overall fulfillment, I'm going to start getting a set schedule so that I feel like first 3 hours of the morning I accomplish a lot. So everything else is just a great bonus, getting my workouts, getting videos done, cleaning up a little bit around the apartment, whatever it is, maintaining a lifestyle that's, when you have a cluttered lifestyle, and this is so true for me, I've noticed recently, the cluttered lifestyle, you have no room to think about anything else because all you think about is the clutter. All you think about is the clutter and how you're overwhelmed by it. So my goal is to eliminate the clutter and focus on the things that are going to make, so I can free my brain to focus on the things that I want to work on more. So that is the step 1 of the 67 steps, the billionaire's brain, and Jennifer Lopez's voice. If you have any questions about the program, go check out tailopez.com. I will put a link in the description down below. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you tomorrow. Live with passion.